He thought bankruptcy was their biggest problem until his wife hired someone to solve it with a hammer. Before we continue, let me take this opportunity to thank you so much for supporting our channel. Just choosing to watch our video means a lot to us. Before we go any further, tell us, where are you watching from? Drop your city or country below. And don't forget to like and subscribe if this is your first time here. Watch to the end, the last part will shock you. She didn't scream. She didn't panic. She didn't even hesitate. When Elena Marrow decided her husband had become a liability instead of a partner, she didn't leave him. She priced him. From the outside, the Marrow family looked stable. Daniel Marrow owned a small home renovation business in the quiet suburb of Pine Hollow. Elena managed the books for the company while raising their 2 children and maintaining a carefully curated online image of success. Their house was modest but well kept. Their social media presence suggested steady growth, new contracts, weekend getaways. But appearances can be manufactured. Behind closed doors, Daniel's business was failing. Supply chain delays, lawsuits from dissatisfied clients, unpaid subcontractors, everything was collapsing at once. Credit cards were maxed out. The mortgage was months behind. Collection agencies had begun calling daily. Daniel believed they would recover. He was optimistic, stubbornly so. He spoke about restructuring, refinancing, new bids that would turn things around. Elena listened and stopped believing him. Financial collapse is rarely sudden. It's slow, humiliating. And for Elena, humiliation was intolerable. She had built her identity on control and status. Losing the house meant losing face. Downgrading their lifestyle meant admitting failure. In her mind, there were only 2 paths forward: survive at any cost or be exposed. That was when the life insurance policy changed. 3 months before Daniel's death, Elena insisted they increase his coverage just in case. She framed it as responsible planning. Daniel agreed. He trusted her with finances completely. The policy doubled. The beneficiary remained Elena. At the same time, Elena reconnected with someone from her past, Marcus Vale, a former high school acquaintance with a history of petty crime and short-term construction jobs. He was unstable, unemployed, and deeply in debt. To Elena, he was useful. Their first messages were casual, reminiscing, harmless. But slowly, the tone shifted. Elena began complaining about Daniel, not about abuse, not about infidelity, about weakness, about failure, about how he was dragging them under. Marcus responded with vague bravado. Sounds like you need the problem handled. Elena didn't reject the idea. Instead, she asked how. The conversations moved to encrypted messaging apps. Phone calls increased. Marcus later claimed that Elena introduced the idea directly. She allegedly told him she needed Daniel gone, but wanted it to look like a robbery. She wanted something violent enough to mislead investigators, something chaotic. They discussed payment. She offered $40,000, half upfront, half after the insurance payout. Marcus hesitated. Murder was different from petty theft. But desperation bends morality. He agreed. Elena provided details with chilling precision. Daniel's routine. When he worked alone in the garage workshop, where tools were kept, the security system code. She even suggested using something already inside the house. Don't bring a weapon, she wrote. Use what's there. It makes it cleaner. The hammer was Daniel's own. On the night of the murder, Elena left the house with the children, claiming they had a late grocery run. Surveillance footage later showed her car circling nearby streets for nearly an hour, instead of going directly to any store. Marcus entered through the garage using the code Elena provided. Daniel was working at his bench. Marcus attacked from behind. The autopsy later revealed multiple blunt force impacts to the skull. Defensive wounds indicated Daniel fought back briefly but was overwhelmed. The attack was messy, frantic, but short. Afterward, Marcus followed Elena's instructions. He overturned toolboxes, broke a small window to stage forced entry, and left the garage door slightly ajar. He exited the same way he entered. Elena returned home 20 minutes later. Her 911 call was emotional but controlled. She claimed she found Daniel covered in blood. She described a break-in. She insisted she heard nothing while out shopping. At first, investigators treated it as a burglary gone wrong. The neighborhood had experienced minor property crimes recently. It seemed plausible, but the scene bothered experienced detectives. The forced entry window was broken from the inside out. Nothing of value was missing, and Elena's timeline had gaps. Her phone's GPS data showed she hadn't gone to a grocery store at all. She had driven aimlessly, staying within a 2-mile radius of the house. Then came the insurance inquiry. Just 48 hours after Daniel's death, Elena contacted the insurance company asking about payout timelines. That detail shifted the investigation's direction. Digital forensics followed. Deleted messages were recovered. Metadata revealed conversations with Marcus. Payment app transfers were traced to an account connected to him. Surveillance footage from a nearby ATM showed Elena withdrawing $20,000 in cash days before the murder. When confronted, Marcus cracked. Facing first-degree murder charges, he accepted a plea deal in exchange for testimony. In recorded interviews, he described the plan in detail: Elena's instructions, her insistence on staging, her promise of payment. He described her words clearly. It has to look violent. It has to look random. Elena's defense strategy was immediate and aggressive. They portrayed Marcus as a manipulative criminal who acted alone and exploited casual conversations. They argued that Elena's financial stress made her vulnerable to exaggeration, and that Marcus misinterpreted venting as instruction. Elena took the stand. She cried. She said she loved Daniel. She admitted to complaining, but denied ever asking for murder. She claimed Marcus became obsessed with her and acted independently to win her sympathy. But prosecutors dismantled her testimony piece by piece. They showed timestamped messages where she corrected Marcus's assumptions about Daniel's schedule. They displayed her search history. How long before insurance pays after homicide? Can deleted messages be recovered? Burglary staging mistakes? The courtroom grew silent when a final piece of evidence was introduced, an audio recording Marcus secretly made during one of their meetings. In it, Elena could be heard saying, "After this, everything resets." That recording ended the illusion. The jury deliberated for less than 6 hours. Elena Marrow was convicted of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder. She was sentenced to life imprisonment without parole. During sentencing, Daniel's sister addressed Elena directly. She spoke about betrayal, about trust, about how Daniel had believed his wife was protecting their family while she was negotiating his death. The most disturbing part of the case was not the violence itself, it was the calculation. Elena didn't explode in rage. She didn't snap under pressure. She evaluated her situation like a business problem. Debt versus insurance payout. Embarrassment versus opportunity. And she chose the option that removed the obstacle permanently. Murder-for-hire cases often hinge on desperation. This one hinged on entitlement. Elena believed she deserved the life she had built, and when Daniel could no longer maintain it, she replaced him. The hammer was convenient. The hitman was desperate, and the plan, she believed, was flawless. It wasn't.